Why do you need my name?
Because you're standing on private property.
No, I'm publicly accessible areas,
No,
surely.
this isn't public access.
Of course it is, open to the public.
No, it's not.
Well, you'd have your gates there, wouldn't you, otherwise?
This is not. This is our property. Legally, we've got title to the
Right,
land
but it's
that you're
publicly
standing
accessible. I can walk in there if I like.
You can't.
Yes, I can.
on. You can't. Private property. Signs over says you can't.
But I can. It's public. It's open. It's publicly accessible. You don't understand?
This is for access. There's a sign that says you're not allowed to access this property.
Where's the sign saying I am not allowed to access? Where?
Private property, no trespass.
I'm not trespassing. If I was walking in there, I'd come down to reception or something like that, wouldn't I?
Can I help you then? What would you like to do at reception?
A staff member quickly assumes the auditor is trespassing, pointing to a sign and claiming the land is private. However, a sign alone does not prove legal trespass. What matters is whether the area is actually open to the public. If there are no barriers, security controls, or restricted entry points, the space is generally considered accessible until someone is told to leave. Businesses that allow customers, deliveries, or visitors through open entrances cannot automatically label someone a trespasser just for entering. The auditor challenges this assumption, explaining that if someone were truly trespassing, they would not be using normal public access routes that lead directly to reception.
Give me a tour. Can you give me a tour around?
You can't have a tour around this is a private property.
Oh, okay, I'm only asking. I'm just.
What is your name, please?
Do I have to give you my name?
If you don't have to.
Okay,
I'd like to know your
I decline to give you.
You'd like to come to our property and have a tour, so I'd like you to know your name.
Well, maybe if you invite me in for a tour, then maybe I would give you my name.
But we don't do tours because this is a private business.
Oh, fair enough then. That's fine. That's okay. So I'll stay outside and just do as much video as I can see from here.
You're not allowed. I understand you want to do it. Take a drone picture as well.
Yes, I get some aerial footage. Yeah.
You can't. It's illegal.
Illegal?
Illegal.
Where do you get that from?
Where's your license to have a drone?
Under CAA regulations, drone pilots do not need a license for recreational or most commercial flights in open areas. The legal rules mainly depend on the drone's weight and how it is being used. If the drone is under 250 grams, such as a DJI Mini, it is generally allowed to fly in many locations, including near industrial sites, as long as basic safety rules are followed. Many businesses wrongly believe they control the airspace above their property. In reality, airspace is regulated by the CAA. Unless the area is restricted, such as near an airport or military zone, there is usually no legal reason to stop drone filming.
So if I had a license, it wouldn't be illegal?
No, you need to have a license to have a drone.
Do I?
And then yes, you do. And then you have to have approval to go over private property.
Where? I think you're mistaken.
No, I'm not mistaken.
Well, where are you reading that from?
It's illegal. You can't go in a drone.
I think you're making. Are you just making that up?
I can come to your house, take a drone, and hover over your window.
Absolutely can, yeah.
No, I can't.
Yes, you can.
Okay, well,
but this isn't a residence, so this isn't a private residence. I mean, obviously there's privacy issues with the house.
So I'm just politely warning you that if I've already called our security.
Oh, right, okay.
If you put the drone up, I will call the police and we'll take legal.
The drone will absolutely definitely be going up.
This situation shows a common misunderstanding where businesses try to control drone use simply because they do not like being filmed. The staff member's strong reaction highlights a lack of knowledge about the law. Instead of checking the regulations, they rely on threats and assume police involvement will override the drone operator's legal rights. Unfortunately, police are often called to situations where no crime has been committed. If officers are not properly trained in drone laws, they may incorrectly support the business and reinforce the false belief that aerial filming is illegal. This leads to unnecessary confrontations and wasted police time. As officers arrive, one of them begins asking questions without following proper procedure.
Basically, the reason we've been called is because the facility here, they've called with some concerns of you've been flying a drone, potentially planning to fly a drone over their facility. They've noted obviously the fact that they've got quite flammable materials, machinery and stuff which is quite expensive and obviously could cause some damage. They're worried obviously if you were to fly a drone over their property and it was to malfunction for some reason or other,
right,
then obviously it could cause some serious damage or risk or harm to others.
So why is that a police matter?
Well, obviously if you were to cause damage with that intention, that would be a police matter.
Intention? I won't intention it to let me drone.
I'm not here to cause a bother or fight. I'm just wanting to know what you're doing here and what your intention is.
The officer tries to justify police involvement by mentioning the risk of a drone crashing and causing damage. However, possible or hypothetical risks do not make a situation a police matter. If no crime has occurred and there is no reckless behavior, there is nothing for the police to act on. When the auditor questions this, the officer argues that intentional damage would be a criminal issue. While that is true in general, it is irrelevant here because there is no evidence of any wrongdoing. Flying a drone legally cannot be treated as suspicious simply based on assumptions. Using what-if scenarios is not a valid reason for police involvement.
Obviously, I understand it was something to do with the YouTube channel or something.
I explained
like
everything to them, and then they still called the police. So, did they ring 101 or 999?
It's 101.
Oh, good, thank God for that. It's not an emergency.
No.
So, okay, so...
What is your purpose? It's for a YouTube channel, I understand.
Yeah, just go around doing, making videos of companies I found interesting. So, yeah, do that really, and fly my drone and get some drone footage and stick it all together. I explained everything to them, and they wouldn't have it.
Okay.
He's just saying, you're not, it's illegal. He went and looked at the CAA rules, and he came out saying you can't fly within 50 metres of all this. But
I'm assuming that's what you were all planning to do, is obviously within those, outside of that 50 metres, is that
no,
correct?
not at all, because mine's a 249 gram drone, so therefore my drone doesn't fall foul to that rule.
The officer wrongly claims the auditor must stay 50 metres away from the factory while flying the drone. The auditor corrects him, explaining that this rule does not apply to drones under 250 grams, such as his. Under UK CAA regulations, the 50-metre distance rule applies mainly to heavier drones when operating near uninvolved people or structures. Lighter drones like the DJI Mini have fewer restrictions. They are allowed to fly closer to buildings as long as they avoid flying over crowds and maintain visual line of sight. In this case, the auditor has to explain the rules to the officer, showing a clear gap in understanding of drone regulations.
I can fly anywhere with that drone, so...
It does say within the 50 metres of people or building.
Nope. Not on the CA.
Right.
So drones under 250 grams can fly within those.
Right, okay. And obviously within that as well, obviously if it's got a camera, I'm assuming you're adhering to obviously GDPR rules and stuff like that as well.
I'm exempt to GDPR because I'm not registered on GDPR and I'm not a corporate company. So all mine is citizen journalism and it is just for public interest. So GDPR doesn't apply to me.
This type of misunderstanding happens frequently. Police and businesses often assume that filming in public is restricted by GDPR. In reality, GDPR applies to organizations that collect and process personal data, not individuals filming for personal, journalistic, or recreational use. UK GDPR and the Data Protection Act 2018 do not stop people from recording what is visible from a lawful position, including drone footage. Continuing to apply GDPR incorrectly highlights a gap in training and understanding. Instead of misusing data protection laws, officers should clearly distinguish between corporate data handling and public photography rights.
What drone is it that you fly, sorry?
So it's the DJI Mini 3.
Right, okay. I'm assuming that is under the...
That's, it's a 249 gram drone, yeah. Do you want me to show you? I can show you.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. I'd like to show you. I'd like to stay within everything I do this all the time, so everything I do is within the bounds of the law.
Yeah.
So he pulled out the wrong law, unfortunately. There you go, 249 grams.
It says on it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Well, that's right, because they need to keep them under 250. That's the whole idea of that drone, is to get under that 250 gram rule, you see.
As I understand it as well, that I know obviously you don't have to do the flight course or flight test that comes with it, but if you are flying it with a camera, you still need to register for an operator ID. Is that the case?
I do, yeah. Did you know? Did you see that on the? There was a. I'll show you again.
Yeah, oh sorry. Yeah, it was on there. I did.
Yeah. So you have to have it visible on the drone as well. So if you look, so there's the operator ID. So I won't give you any more than that.
You're not allowed to allow me to read it or show it.
Have I broken any law?
Well, I just wanted to see what it was.
It's your operator ID.
Yeah, no, but
you could identify me through that.
Yeah, but that could be a number of letters or something. That
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If I've not broken,
to provide me with the operator ID.
Do you think I've broken any law?
No, but obviously what they're saying here is obviously it's their private property.
Yeah.
You're wanting to fly over their property, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah. So obviously to do that, you should identify yourself when asked.
No. Not really. Why should I? I'm a member of the public in a public area. Why should I identify to someone?
Filming over a private land that they've asking.
Doesn't matter.
Ideally, respectfully, should ask for their permission to do so.
In the video, the officer shifts from enforcing law to focusing on personal judgment. After seeing the drone operator ID, which legally identifies the pilot under CAA rules, the officer still insists on examining it further without a clear reason. When the auditor asks whether any law has been broken, the officer responds by suggesting he should have asked permission out of respect because he is filming over private land. However, this has no legal basis. There is no requirement for a drone operator to ask permission when flying in unrestricted airspace. The officer's argument is based on opinion rather than law, trying to imply wrongdoing where none exists, despite the operator following all regulations correctly.